Hello everyone, welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'. I'm Pamela Pick. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my tutorials. Leave a comment down below if you like what I did today. So today I have a Quickadilly for you. A Quickadilly is just a play on the name Piccadilly. It means it's one of my short videos. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if any of the things that I show you today you would like to purchase, they will be available on my online store. I will post a link down below in the description box for you to be able to click on to get to that store. So let's get started. Today I have such a cute little card. I'm using the Poised Peony stamp set, the Fern 3D embossing folder, and the Frames and Flowers 12 by 12 designer series paper. Now this is a specialty paper. It does come with an ephemera pack on top of it, but we're not going to use that today. So let's get started. I went ahead and I already ran the embossing folder through the Stampin' Cut emboss machine so that would be done for us. I did this in a piece of Pretty Peacock cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So I have a card base cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then I'm just going to fold it in half and make that crease at 4 1/4 for the card base. Using my bone folder, I'm just going to burnish that edge down so I get a nice crisp edge. Then I'm going to take the piece of that 3D fern and I am going to adhere it to the top of my card base with a little bit of liquid glue. Now because this is embossed, I'm going to use a little extra glue to make sure that holds in place. And the liquid glue gives me just a moment to slide this into position. Sometimes I don't get it quite even, and this gives me a moment to get my borders all the same around the edge. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. That's our card base. Then we're going to do a little stamping. I just have a scrap piece of basic white, and I'm going to use the Pretty in Pink stamp pad, and I'm going to ink the sentiment from the stamp set, the Poised Peony. I'm going to In My Thoughts. I was thinking that the colors were right on this, that this could be a thinking of you. Ooh, I smudged a little. So we'll be careful when I'm stamping this not to rock my stamp. But I was thinking this would be perfect for even a sympathy card if you wanted it to. It could be cute as a birthday card. So the next step that I plan on doing is taking our modern oval punch and punching this out. I want to line this up with the In My Thoughts up towards the top of the punched area, like so. And then I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm just going to trim off the bottom part of this punch. So I'm pushing that flat edge all the way in. The score blade will show where that will cut off. So, not the score blade, the tray that it runs in, so that I get kind of like a half moon. So I'm going to set that aside there. Oh, you know what? While we're here, let's trim some soft seafoam to 2 1/4 inch. So let's trim that off by 5 inches. And I can just put that in my little trash tray. and then a piece of the DSP. Ooh, I like this end, so let's do that. And let's trim this. This is already at 2, so let's trim it down to a 1/4 inch short at 4 3/4 inch. All right. Now let's adhere these two together. Isn't this paper just gorgeous? That liquid glue gives me a minute to kind of move this around and get it in place. Lined up. There we go. Okay. Now, I want to take my sentiment that I had, and I'm going to glue this down with some more of that green glue. Doesn't take much, but what I really love is it does give me a minute to position. And then the other thing that I love is that, let's see, I'll go maybe like that, is that it adheres very well so my card doesn't fall apart. I live in a very humid climate. So then I'm going to take, did I have that straight? Oh, I'm going to turn it while it's still wet to get that straight. Okay. Then I'm going to use the metallic ribbon. It's 3/8 inch, and this is in the gold and Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to lay this down and put this on top and kind of look at where I can cut that off. Now, I'm not going to do this in a bow. I'm going to do this in a knot right up underneath where I have this sentiment. So I'm going to run this one direction. Let me see if I can get this in the halfway point. I've got more on one side than the other, so there we go. Got it more even. That'll be a little easier to work with. Okay, holding it down with my finger, I'm just going to come back through and do like a granny knot. And if you struggle, leave a little extra ribbon to work with, which is what I should have done. Okay, then I can push this up on that edge. I think I'm going to cut this angle following that ribbon down. Okay, like so. Okay, now if it is loose, tip, turn it over. You can do one of two things. My favorite one is using our tear and tape. Cut off a piece of tear and tape, make sure you have it in the position that you want, and tape it down. That's it. That will hold it into the position that you want. So while I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of dimensionals on each corner. And then because this is a longer piece, I am going to use a few right in the middle to help hold this up. Using our little table trash here, I'll collect all of the little backings and scraps to keep my table clean. And then all I do is I have a regular trash underneath, and I can just push it down there, throw it all in instead of trying to carry all those little scraps down. I'm going to leave a little edge here just because I think it adds a little interest. And we'll line that up. Isn't that cute? It's so cute. Now, the last step is the Adhesive Back Sequins Trio Pack. Can't go without these. So, I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock and my Take Your Pick tool. And I'll put one right up there at the top. And, oh, Do I want one here? Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll do one here and then one down here. Isn't that just cute? It's so sweet, so simple, takes hardly any time at all. So again, those products were the Poised Peony. This is the 3D Fern embossing folder. And then I used the Frames and Flowers 12 by 12 DSP for this. So pretty. I love that. Okay, now for a little extra, just would like to ask you again to please comment, like, share, subscribe to my channel so that you get more of these videos. If you want a copy of my measurements, instead of going to my blog or going to Pinterest or going to Instagram, I have been just doing where I compile it all in an email and I can send that email directly to you. So where do you sign up for that email? www.piccadillystampin.blogspot.com. Again, www.piccadillystampin, that's my name, .blogspot.com. And then they come twice a week to your inbox, and it will have the video, it will have the card measurements, it will have a picture of the project, any announcements from the company, and any specials from me, which brings me to earning a free table trash. With every $100 purchase before tax and shipping using my current host code, this is my current host code right now, you can earn one of these little table trashes. I used to have a pink one, but it was plastic, and then I would get ink and glue and all kinds of stuff. This is dishwasher safe, so now when it gets crusty and weird, all I have to do is throw it in my dishwasher when I'm doing my regular dishes. And it's small enough that it doesn't take up a whole lot of room in my dishwasher. So you can earn that with a qualifying order from now until June 29th, as long as it is a $100 purchase before tax and shipping and using this host code. Company news, we do have a sale going on, but let me just tell you, some of our sets are starting to sell out. We've got low inventory on quite a few right at the moment. So an extra 10%. Right now, if you use the bundle code, you get a 10% discount on bundles that we have. The company is doing an extra 10%, which is Stampin' Up, on their die cutting machines, the large and the small, and on their Stampin' Die bundles, and that's through the end of the month. And I think that's all of the announcements that I have. So I hope you enjoy this card. Let me know in the comments down below if you'll attempt to make something like this. Very simple, and I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. So you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.